How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Earth Day. This is from 2009 and is written, directed, and produced by Mr. Ooh La La. Well, that's a name. Was expecting Mr. Sports Almanac. This movie stars Daphne Danger, Adrian Salge, and Gaylord Walker. Now, I found this movie quite randomly flipping through my used movie shop. I love to just dig around and hopefully find something obscure, and this is pretty obscure. I had never heard of it before. It's actually printed on one of those purple burner discs, so I was curious to check it out. I like the idea that every holiday, Halloween, Black Christmas, Friday the 13th, every holiday has a slasher, and now we have Earth Day. Okay, and like the tagline, forget the whales, don't worry about the trees, save yourselves. I was expecting a horror movie, a slasher with a comedy twist. But this one was a dud. And I'm not gonna lie, this was a pretty bad movie. First of all, barely any horror in this movie. The kills are just there to string together a very thin fabric of a plot, and other than when there's a kill on screen, no other horror really in this movie. And that is super sad because it's portraying itself to be a slasher and it barely is horror at all. It's bad comedy. Bad comedy. I didn't laugh once. A few times in this movie, I put my hand on my face and I said, I don't have to finish this, I can cover something else. But for whatever reason, I sat through this. It was painful, it was a slog, it was very hard to get through. Comedy is one of those that when it goes bad, boy does it go bad. When drama gets bad, it can be dull. When action gets bad, it can be cheesy. When horror gets bad, it's pretty fun. Wish this was a horror movie, but when comedy gets bad, it's so weird to watch these actors dance and mug around and tell these jokes and just to not laugh and stare at it. It makes all the characters strange and unrelatable, and the humor is just so awkward and cringy and hard to get through. This really does want to be a trauma movie. Trauma, very indie movies, very cutting grungy horror, and cutting grungy humor as well. But whatever the magic is that's in a trauma movie is missing from here. And maybe if you did a double feature with Earth Day and really almost any trauma movie, you could try to dilute it and figure out what that magic is. I don't know. Legitimate fun, maniacal energy, whatever makes trauma special is missing from this imitator, and it doesn't work. I barely got through this one. I don't recommend it. This is the only movie this director's ever made, and most of the people don't have IMDb pictures. It's not good. Anyway, though, I don't want to just say it's not good. Let's break it down and analyze and find out why it's not good. I won't be spoiling the ending, and I'll try not to go too far, but let's dig into the plot, talk about some specifics, and talk about why it doesn't work. We open up with some hippies. They're talking about their friend who mysteriously died. Well, not really mysterious, we find out exactly why she died, but the horror trope, the friend who died to set up the whole movie, and they're all upset about her death, and they also, enough time has passed that they don't really like each other anymore. They accuse each other of selling out, like one's a famous musician, one has a plant store, you're selling out, you're not real, you don't care about your values, and the friends kind of break up. Well, that leads us into our first kill, and it kind of sets the tone for what to expect with the movie. It's Pixie, the dead hippie's boyfriend, and he is sadly one of the better actors. It's a shame they killed him off so quick. He leaves a wine bottle in memory of his girlfriend. The killer sees that, it's littering, is going to take the wine bottle, break it so it's sharp, and castrate him. Yay. I don't know who in Hollywood doesn't know this, but I'll say it. Castration is not funny. It is dark, grim, and serious horror, but we're opening up with this, and that's honestly one of the better kills in this movie. At least something happens. The kills in this movie aren't super great, because again, the movie doesn't really care about being horror, and we actually get one of the worst types of slasher kills, and that is character turns to the camera, screams, and then cut. This opening kill is not good, but it's the best the movie has to offer. That's sad, but hey, the film turns green when someone dies. Earth Day! Another reason why the kills aren't great is because the killer is a mystery. We don't see who it is, and in turn, we can't show too much of the choreography because we can't show her. Now, the killer is also a nude hippie woman, and for most of the movie, you'll only see her feet. The feet are dirty because hippie joke, but whoever applied the dirt clearly missed the bottom of the feet and reminds us that this is all just a movie. Now, I did say the killer was in the nude, unrated director's cut. No, this movie is shockingly not that dirty, and whatever. But anyway, we then cut to our two main characters, and our two main characters are decent enough characters. They're likable enough, and the actors do a good enough job. They're good enough mains, but each of them brings with them a terrible, terrible subplot. For example, the guy who discovers the body, his name is Hassan, and he reports the body, and it turns out almost everyone in this small town is racist, and he is Middle Eastern. Now, racism, you're gonna get lots of cliched and predictable humor, and it doesn't say anything new or interesting, but you think, okay, it's an easy enough idea to get behind. Racism is bad, don't be racist. How could the movie possibly mess that up? Well, it turns out that even though the movie says don't be racist, the movie itself is going to be very racist. Hassan will be quite stereotypical and make stereotypical jokes, and it turns out he's a hairdresser who wants to get away from the family business. The family business is terrorism. The subplot of racism, the subplot of Hassan's family in Pakistan, it's all super cringy. It's very dated. It's not great. And then we get our other lead, this woman who bails him out of jail, which thought you would only bail out someone if they've been officially charged, not just a suspect, but whatever. The woman who bails him out is Pixie's sister, the dead hippie's sister, Priscilla. And turns out she went on a blind date with Hassan, and unfortunately her racist father chased him away, and the two are going to now solve the mystery together. Again, both of our leads are likable and friendly enough, but they'll bring with them a terrible, terrible subplot. And Priscilla and Pixie's father is one of my least favorite characters ever. Every single second he is on screen is painful and cringy and not funny, and I wish they had cut him out completely. The actor shows up, he jokes and mugs, and he thinks he's way funnier than he is, and it's bad. The idea is, he believes in the American dream, he's very patriotic, subtly not noticing how terrible of a person he is. He promotes plastic surgery, his wife is addicted to the surgery and to the drugs, and even though his daughter is a grown woman, the two of them just show up like cartoon characters and try to kidnap her and brainwash her under the guise of mental health. And I tell you, just having a normal, everyday, run-of-the-mill, boring scene, and then these two pop out and go, "We're gonna kidnap you," every single time it is annoying and derails the movie. I hate these characters, and both the subplots, the plastic surgery and the racism, are terrible subplots. They're not horror and they're not Earth Day. They derail the movie. They're not a subplot. They're derailment. And it is bad. When the movie's not fighting these subplots, when it's not being derailed, the story is shockingly simple. The two characters meet one of their friends. The friend has a little bit of a gag, like one of them's a stoner, so they're gonna walk around a 420 celebration, which I think is just real and is just the actors walking through the city. Well, see a friend, do a gag, that friend gets killed, go to the next friend, do that gag, that friend gets killed again. We go through the cycle till we run out of friends. Nothing super interesting, barely horror, and just eventually the movie will end though. Yeah, no, this movie is remarkably unremarkable, strangely unfunny. Almost nothing this movie does actually works, and it's just sitting through this cringy and awkward humor and waiting for it to be over. Maybe if you've constantly been told you have a bad sense of humor, maybe you'll somehow like this one. All I can say though is it's a no from me. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my slasher movies playlist, where you can find other holiday slashers like Halloween or Black Christmas. And I also talked about a similarly unfunny horror slasher, Kill House. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.